Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, which is an introduction to didactics, nature of approaches, methods and techniques in language teaching, presented by Dr. Amira Bouflih, an assistant lecturer at the University of Mohammed al-Bashir Ibrahimi Bord Bararij, Algeria. Let's start with the outline of the video. So the first point to be covered is an introduction to didactics, moving to the objectives and relevance, historical overview, a lens on approaches, methods and techniques, components of an approach, understanding method in practice, procedure and technique, example, then quiz, then finally we will see the list of references. Let's start with the first element, which is a definition to didactics. Didactics is the systematic and scientific study of teaching and learning. It investigates relationships between instruction and learning outcomes. According to Saray and White, 2016, didactics is knowledge-oriented, a science which aims to understand how language leads to learning. It aims to generate theories and models that explain and predict teaching-learning dynamics. Now let's have a look at goals of didactics. First, it aims to improve the quality of teaching and learning. Second, to support teachers in developing effective instructional strategies. Third, to understand the influence of 1. Learner characteristics, 2. Learning environment, 3. Subject matter nature. Finally, it aims to align instruction with students' learning needs and contexts. Now, let's move to historical overview, a lens on approaches, methods, and techniques. The historical lens helps trace how views on language and learning shaped instructional practices. Late 19th century, linguists like Henry Sweet and Otto Jesperson emphasized language teaching based on linguistic theory. Early methods were developed to reflect theories of language structure and acquisition. Edward Anthony, 1963, formally introduced distinctions that still guide language teaching. Historical developments show the evolution from general theory to specific practice in language education. And here we have the framework of Anthony in 1963. As it appears here, the scholar defines approach as theories about the nature of language and how it is learned. The method as a plan for teaching based on the chosen approach. And finally, the technique as classroom activities that implement methods. While Anthony's model clarified foundational distinctions in language teaching, it left gaps in terms of practical classroom application and internal structure. This justifies the impetus behind the shift to Richards and Rogers' model that introduces a more comprehensive and analytic framework. They aimed, which means Richards and Rogers, to move beyond labels by clearly articulating not only the philosophical basis of teaching, but also how it translates into practical curriculum and classroom behavior. Their model was a response to the growing complexity of language teaching practices in various global contexts, requiring deeper insight into how theoretical principles could inform specific instructional choices. Well, according to Richards and Rogers 2001, the method includes approach, design, and procedure. The approach is theory of language and learning. The design is the syllabus, objectives, rules, and materials. For the procedure, they mean classroom techniques and actual practices. Here we have detailed definition of key concepts. First, approach. It is a set of theories guiding language teaching. It includes language theory, which means view of language, like for example, structural view, functional view, and we have also the learning theory, which means how languages are acquired. It offers a foundation for selecting methods but does not prescribe fixed practices. The method is a set of teaching practices for achieving language objectives. It is rooted in approach. It aims for consistent application across learners. It includes objectives, roles of teacher and learners, content and sequencing, instructional materials. For the procedure, it is practical realization of a method in the classroom. It includes teaching strategies, use of space, time, and tools, and integration patterns, example, pair work, group tasks, feedback loops. Let's see an example. Here we have an example or an illustration about communicative language teaching theory, which is introduced by James Asher, 1977. According to this theory, the approach that underlies it is based on functional and interactional views of language. It focuses on real communication. For the method, it is learners engage in tasks like role plays and problem solving to build fluency and meaning. And the procedure within this theory, we have group work, information gap activities, and the teacher acts as a facilitator. Now let's check your comprehension by asking this question. According to Richards and Rogers 2001, which of the following correctly describes the three components of a language teaching method? Is it A, B, or C? Very good. Then the correct answer is B. Finally, we have here the list of references that helped constructing this video. At the end, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. This is Dr. Amira Bouflih, an assistant lecturer at Mohammed Al Bashir Ibrahimi University, Borj Borari, and here is my official email.